Hi, everybody. Hi.
Hi.
Welcome back for Breakfast Buddies. Today we have Lindsay and Beth and
Good
myself.
morning.
So, good morning, everyone. How are you today?
Good, thank you, Rachel. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. What about you, Lindsay?
Not too bad today, thank you.
Oh, good.
Sleep over the weekend, so yeah, feeling a bit better.
That's very good. So, should we go through our internal weather for today?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Yeah. So, Lindsay, how are you feeling today?
Even though it's very cloudy outside here, I'm feeling quite sunny and bright. So hopefully the sun starts brightening through these clouds here and we get a nicer day.
Oh, that's lovely. That's really nice, actually, because down here at this end, I don't know if it is for you, Beth, it's very cloudy here as well.
It's absolutely peeing it down where I am.
Oh, really?
So,
I'm going to get
yeah.
rain soon then.
Yeah.
So how are you feeling today with your internal weather, Beth?
I'm feeling a bit like lightning today.
Oh.
I've woken up and I feel very like, come on, let's get things done today, Beth. Like, I'm very like, I'm going to get all of my to-do lists ticked off today. Probably won't, but that's how I'm feeling.
Well, it's the sentiment that's there, isn't it?
Yeah.
And to be honest, I like the analogy of like lightning. Like, I'm going to get this done today and this done today.
Exactly.
Conquer it all. And my internal weather for today is I feel quite sunny, but like nice still wind, so it's not too hot or cold, and it's just very much a warm, consistent feeling today. I feel nice and content.
Oh,
yeah. So, Beth, you said you had a couple of questions for us.
I have. So for the last week, oh god, it's been a whole week. We were kind of getting to know each other a bit better. So I thought I've come up with a couple of questions that I can ask you all. So the first one I want to ask you all is, what is your greatest accomplishment?
Ooh.
Can you think
What's yours, Lindsay?
I don't know. I'd say between my children, and then I'd say probably starting uni last year in the COVID pandemic and managing a job.
Yeah.
And 3.5 children, because obviously I was pregnant. So juggling all of that and qualifying my level 2 in amongst that.
Yeah.
I think is probably my greatest achievement, to be honest.
Huge accomplishment. Huge.
Yeah, definitely. And being able to juggle it all together
it was quite difficult, yeah, because my son was being a nightmare. He had different problems going on with education and stuff. I had quite a lot of problems going on at home, family stuff, partner, just life in general, and then dealing with uni, kids, being pregnant, work. It was just COVID. It was chaos, but I managed to do it. So yeah, I think that's probably mine.
Oh, but you're coming out the other end of that now, really, aren't you? Because you've gone into your course.
Yeah, literally just the last bit of my level 3 now to finish, and I've done the first year complete then. So
that's really good.
Not too bad, yeah.
You should feel very proud of yourself.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you deserve a pat on the back for sure.
Thank you.
And then Rachel, what's yours?
It sounds quite silly, but I think I'm more proud of how persistent I can be, and it's kind of a thing where even if it takes me many years, I can still get there in the end.
Yeah.
I struggled to get maths for GCSEs for many years, and it took me 5 GCSE exams to finally get a C, and that's all I wanted, just a little C. And I ended up getting an award in Northampton College where they give you like a little tiny trophy saying best achievements in maths. And I met with an engineer hoping to recruit me, and he was like, "Oh, what are you going to do with this?" And I just turned around and said, "Childcare." But I felt so bad for him. He probably thought, "Oh, someone that's really loved doing math," but it was just like, at least I just went there. I just really wanted that C, and I think that's what my greatest achievement is, knowing that I can get there in the end and be persistent as much as I can be.
Yeah, I feel the same. I was so bad at maths at school. My maths teacher was always like, you're going to fail, you're going to fail. And I ended up coming out with a B, so I was a bit like,
Look what I got.
Yeah, but definitely getting something that you've worked so hard for, I think is just an amazing accomplishment.
What about you, Beth? What's your greatest accomplishment?
I think for me at the moment it is doing my master's, because when I finished my undergraduate I was kind of like, I'm not going to do a master's, that's it, I'm done. My whole life has just been school and education, and now I'm kind of like, had enough now. So I think getting that done is a massive accomplishment for me.
Oh, that's still good though. Like, you managed to get the masters.
Yeah.
I remember you just finally being able to relax, that you don't have to wake up and do an assignment.
Exactly.
But that's really good. What was the other question?
So my other question I have for you, this one's a bit of a funny one, but I'm just being nosy. Have you ever met a celebrity?
Ooh.
If not, who would you want to meet?
Oh, that's a good question. I feel like the closest thing I've had, I went to like Comic-Con convention.
Yeah.
And there was a TV series that was very popular called Lost. And there was a character in there called Desmond. And he's played by Henry Ian Cusack.
Yeah.
And I met him and got a picture of him and absolutely loved him. And I think that's my closest thing for meeting a celebrity. But if I were to pick one that I would love to meet, it would be Light, who is a Canadian singer. And I've been listening to her for over 10 years.
Yeah.
I went to the UK once and I haven't met her, but I saw her live. But it'll be nice to actually have an interaction with her.
That's cool.
What about
Lindsay, have you ever met one?
No, I haven't met anyone.
If you could meet anyone, who would it be?
I don't know.
You're not really a fan of any?
No, like sport-wise, probably be like Anthony Joshua, but that's not for any reason. As in, like, like to learn anything. That would just be for my own personal, reasons. But no, I don't think so. I don't think I've ever met any celebrities.
No.
No.
I've only ever met, he's an actor, but then I don't know that I'd really say that he was like an A-lister. It's more of like a C-lister. So he played Tom Clarkson in Waterloo Road, Jason Dunn.
No way!
Yeah. I was on holiday and I saw him and I was like, I'm pretty sure that is him. So I went over and I got his autograph. So that's my claim to fame.
Oh, I absolutely love that, actually. It's like meeting one of like the Tracy Beaker cast in real life. You're like, oh my god, it's my childhood.
Exactly. So I was gobsmacked that he was there. But if I could meet anyone, who would I meet? That's a hard question. I don't know, because I'm like Lindsay, I'm not particularly like a fan of anyone. So it would probably be more of an actor or an actress than like musician. Oh, Jason Momoa. I want to beat Jason Momoa.
Yeah. Oh, I can imagine like meeting Emilia Clarke as well. She seems like a beam of sunshine, like when talking to her.
I just hope that I wouldn't be disappointed. Like that would be my only thing. Like you hear of people meeting celebrities and it being like a horrible experience, like they're really rude, or I couldn't, because then your whole like idea of them is completely crushed. Like you have this image of what their character's like, and then you're like, oh no.
Oh yeah, that would be gutting actually. That would rip me apart.
Devastated, wouldn't you? Okay, one more question. Okay. And this one's a bit of more of a youth worky one. So it's like youth worker hat on now. So one of the 4 cornerstones of youth work is empowerment. And I just want to know, what does empowerment look like for you?
Okay. So I feel like empowerment means, well, to me, it looks like being confident enough within yourself, embracing it and being able to share it with others and being able to carry on that confidence to other people, I think, for empowerment.
Yeah, definitely.
How about you, Lindsay?
I would say the same as you, to be honest, Rich. Like, it's about helping people to promote their self and feel that they can, voice their opinions and that, they matter, instead of just feeling that they've got to like sit back and hide their opinions or how they
Yeah.
feel or what they want to do or anything like that. It's about promoting their confidence.
Yeah, definitely. It's giving them that little push to be like, you can do this. You've got all the skills that you need to do this. So do it, kind of thing. I feel like when I've been at the yard, and we always try to empower young people by, like, we had a group of young people who loved crocheting.
Yeah.
And I have never done that before in my entire life. I was absolutely clueless. So we worked on empowering this young person to be able to teach us how to do that.
Yeah.
And then we took that step back to be able to be like, look, use your skills and help us upskill ourselves.
Yeah.
So I think for me, empowerment is just a massive thing for me. And I think it's something that we should all try and empower each other to be the best people that we can be.
Yeah, definitely. Because it's also important to feeling, well, not included, but like important as well. And it's a thing of like, if you are a big part of the team, we appreciate you and we will do what we can to help you be more confident in yourself, type thing, because it's all about teamwork as well. I think.
Well, it's like we've had this conversation before. We don't, well, I personally don't regularly compliment people.
Yeah.
I don't go out of my way to be like, you're doing a really good job, you're doing amazing. Because I feel like we have had this conversation before.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's like, I don't know what it is, but I think more people need to be like, actually, you're doing really well, or you're doing really well. Because I think that just boosts you up a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah,
like hearing from someone that you work with, or even just a friend, to hear them say you're doing really well. I think it's amazing. I think that in itself is empowering, isn't it? So
yeah, definitely. And we definitely supported each other. And I remember you and Beth helping me out, where you just give me like a quick hug. You got this. You're doing so good. And I'm like, oh, thanks. So it is important to like remind each other a lot more that we are doing really well.
Definitely. And on that lovely note, let's see what's happening in the news.
Yeah. Do you want to start us off, Lindsay, with the news?
Yeah, I can do. I found in the news the Will Smith story where he smacked Chris Rock in the face in the award ceremony. I haven't got the link to post. Can someone post it?
Yeah.
I don't know how to post it onto here.
I think I got a link. I don't know if it's an actual video of it, but let's see.
I only saw the video yesterday.
Yeah, it was quite shocking. Oh, sorry for that.
Oh, wow. Lord. Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? I'm out here. Uh-oh, Richard. Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked out of me.
Oh.
Wow, dude. It was a G.I. Jane jump. I'm going to, okay?
I want to apologize to the Academy. I want to apologize to all my fellow nominees.
Art imitates life. I look like the crazy father, like they said, but love will make you do crazy things.
Don't know how I feel about that one.
No, I don't, because he was laughing when he
Yeah.
was talking first, and then the camera's gone off him, and you can see she's not happy. So I don't know if he
Who's
said
human?
something to him, and then obviously he's reacted to that because he was like laughing away with him, and then obviously the camera's gone off, and you just see him walk up and smack him in the face,
Yeah.
and then his whole mood has changed, and he's screaming. But I did hear Denzel Washington went over to him or something and said that
Yeah, I saw that.
the devil comes at your highest moments, and you need to like sort of keep your calm, because obviously he won. Was it a Grammy or an Oscar or
The Oscar.
whatever? And it was the first time he's ever won it, and obviously now it's not like his Oscar being recognised, it's he smacked
That moment.
in the
Yeah.
face. So it's like it's
Definitely.
just made his the good look really
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah. I saw so many things that were like, it's fake. It's like publicity stunt, like staged. And to begin with, I did think that. But then also like his apology and him breaking down when he received his Oscar kind of made me think, oh, is it? Like, is it actually? I think Chris Rock stepped over the line a little bit with his joke, because I didn't realise, excuse me, I didn't realise that Jada Smith suffered with alopecia
Yeah.
until I read in the news about it, which I think, yeah, I just don't know that. I think that
It was
joke
very
kind of
appropriate.
too far.
Yeah.
I think if you're gonna, I understand that some people don't mind, but I think you have to have that consent prior to saying it.
Yeah, definitely.
At least running it by her and being like, look, I'm planning on putting this bit in.
Yeah.
But then I don't know if that was kind of off the cuff and he's just seen her sat there and thought.
Yeah, he probably like saw it and improvised
Yeah.
or something.
Mm.
I do think I don't think it's fake at all, because I can tell that Will was angry at the end because he didn't even apologise to Chris Rock for hitting him. And I don't want to hold Jada responsible, but she could have somehow calmed Will down. Obviously, she was upset because it is a really sensitive topic for her. But she should realise that when you know comedians, without realising that if you're in the front line and you turn up to a comedy gig, you're going to be picked on regardless. So you sign up for the funnies and jokes. Obviously, everyone's got the tea. But I do think Will shouldn't have escalated it to that point, maybe gone behind the scenes like, hey, that joke was a bit too much. Make my wife upset. Chris, oh my God, I'm sorry. Speak to Jada and apologise and do it that way. But it's definitely blown out of proportion for what it is.
It'll be interesting to see what the Oscars do as a repercussion for this. Because I don't think that is acceptable behaviour.
No.
For an event that was on flipping international TV, I don't think that he should have some kind of, not punishment, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, kind of a consequence.
Yeah.
I think it doesn't help what he's been through with her either.
No.
Where he's had the world mocking him. And obviously...
Yeah, go on.
I think that sort of was the cherry on top of the bakewell, if you know what I mean. Like, it just snapped him because he's been through so much and he's defended her and all he has had to actually go through with her. And then he's making a joke out of her. He probably took it as an insult to himself as well.
Yeah,
that's
definitely. Yeah.
Even though it wasn't aimed at him, because obviously it was aimed at her with having, no hair, etc. But he probably took it quite personal.
Yeah. I would say
there's been a lot in the media, haven't they, for what she's done and things. So
yeah, I've seen a lot on like Twitter and stuff saying how like he's gone from being at like his highest point in like Men in Black and Bel Air and all of this stuff, and now for the last 5 years he's kind of been made a laughing stock
Yeah.
by
Yeah.
fans and other people on social media, and he's kind of become a point of ridicule for a lot of people. But then I was also seeing something how like a lot of the comedians that were in attendance and not were kind of backing him up,
Yeah.
saying like, yeah, he was fine doing that, like he's defending her, blah blah blah. But then I've also seen where a lot of like directors of films who were in attendance have said, no, that's absolutely disgusting, like you shouldn't have done that. So I think that just kind of shows how it's perceived, like the whole
Well, do you
comedians
think-
are like,
Oh, sorry. Do you think it might be because is the Oscars seen as a professional setting or a social setting?
I want to say it's more of a professional thing, but then also I've seen a lot of people on Twitter saying, because I didn't watch it,
Yeah.
but I've seen a lot of people saying like, who was invited? People are saying it was so random, the people that were there. So, and I also saw a thing where a load of actors and actresses were reacting to the moment because they weren't at the Oscars.
Oh,
So it's
okay.
like, were they invited, or was this event something that they don't want to participate in anymore?
Yeah.
Which I thought was really interesting. It's like, what is this? Like, what is it? What is the Oscars? How was it turned into this event where I don't know, because I don't really follow it. So
No.
I think,
Because I just thought it was interesting that, like, the comedians were defending, they were defending Will, but
Yeah.
the directors were saying, no, that's
No.
out of line because it's professionalism.
yeah,
Maybe comedy is seen more like it's social construct, like it's a joke,
yeah.
and then the other way is like, either way, you don't punch.
Mm.
End of.
Yeah.
So that's really interesting.
I do feel sorry for him. I do feel for him. I think he's been in the spotlight for all of the wrong reasons in the last however many years.
Yeah, definitely. And
But-
and I remember him fondly from like Fresh Prince and stuff.
Yeah.
And like one of my favourite movies he's been in is Pursuit of Happiness. Love
Yeah.
that movie.
Yeah.
Done some great stuff. So hopefully he won't really. Hopefully this will be the only time he's done this, and then he'll have another Oscar moment without anything bad happening. Hopefully.
Mm. Oh, I've just looked and it says Will Smith has actually apologised to Chris Rock.
Oh, okay. That's good.
So, but I think, did Chris Rock speak to the police and not want to make a complaint? I think I saw that as well.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Maybe would police follow up after witnessing stuff like that then? Or
I don't think so, because
Oh.
if Chris Rock didn't want to make press charges against him,
yeah,
then what can they do?
interesting.
I think that just adds another layer to it, doesn't it? But
Yeah,
it's all a bit,
like
Yeah,
I don't
it's
think
fine.
police should speak to anyone.
it's
I
just
think he
rubbish, isn't it?
apologised because, like I said, of all what he's gone through, I think he sort of took it out on Chris Rock.
Yeah,
So it's
Yeah.
like, because he's done that, it's like he's there in front of him. So he's like the easy target, if that makes sense, to be
Yeah.
able to take
Yeah.
out on him. And obviously, with what he said, and then that justifies what he said. But obviously, it's been ridiculed for so long. The man's just obviously cracked and just had enough, because there's only so much people can take.
yeah,
Yeah, I
And for him
agree.
to break down after shows that, like there's something seriously going on with him.
Yeah,
Sad.
definitely.
So for our next story, I got something. It's basically a video. I won't be playing the whole thing, but it's a subject about bringing up a baby during warfare, pretty much. And when I saw the first 30 seconds of the video, I couldn't watch the whole thing, even though it's kind of bittersweet. Like, you just see the thing through the baby's eyes, and just seeing say, "Daddy, we're in a bomb shelter," is such a scary sentence to say to a child, because she's saying it in a sweet way through the children's eyes, but just that statement alone is very scary to say to a child.
Ми з вами торгуємо. Звати Сергій, Ірина та Петро. Ми йдемо, живемо в Києві, йдемо в бомбосховище з дитиною, з якоюсь там запасом їжі і одягу. Поки ми тут сидимо, дитина це цікаво.
I mean, just seeing things like that, it made me realise about, like, I know babies his age where he's just a year and a half,
Yeah.
and I can't ever imagine a baby going through such a scary situation, which is in the middle of a war, having to be in a bomb shelter, and living life not realising the horror that's outside that's so close to him. And I just wanted to like get your guys' opinions on this, because it's like, we all know like war, like everything about it is horrendous, but I've never thought about it through a child's eyes before.
You can't imagine the fear, can you?
No.
No, like, my baby's too young now. He's only 6 weeks old, but like, there's babies out there in that who's like that small, and obviously, like, you don't know what's going through their mind, because obviously I don't know if they think, you know, but like a bit older than obviously my child, but like obviously how they think, how they feel, like,
Yeah.
obviously they're scared because they can pick up that tension and the stress on everybody else, and they can hear all these noises and they can see the fear in everyone else's faces. So
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
they're understanding that, and obviously they've got to be, you know, afraid, or like, it must be awful for them because they can't even express their emotions either. The only way they can is by crying, and when they cry, you don't know what they're actually crying for. It could be because they're hungry, it could be because they're tired, it could be because they need their napkin changed, it could be anything. It could be they're upset, like, but you're never going to know what that child has really truly gone through, like, mentally,
No.
because they're too little to express it.
I think that would be the only thing that maybe added a tiny bit of comfort, is that they are so oblivious. That, like, in that video, that little boy was his cheery little self having I think that would be the only thing that perhaps the parents could hang on to and have a hope about, is that he's too young to understand what
he's
is
actually
happening.
going through.
Yeah.
But again, that still adds fear for the parents, because it's like, well, anything could happen, doesn't it? I think it's just so unpredictable at the moment that it just takes it up another level, and I can't even begin to imagine what it is like to live in a war-torn country.
No.
As an adult myself, never mind, like, you're seeing all of these young children from like 7 and up who do understand, well, have a basic understanding of what is happening.
Yeah.
Just the fear that they're going through. Like, I think I said last week how a load of orphans have come over from the Ukraine and are going to Scotland, and I think it's so sad, especially for those who don't have their parents, like that little boy.
Yeah.
It's petrifying.
It is awful, and like, obviously, like, he's lucky because obviously he's in a bomb shelter, so he's got more protection, but like, he could have been in his house and his parents could have been killed and he's still alive, and how is he supposed to get to anybody, like, to tell him that he's all alone, you know, like, he's too little, you know. Like, it's sad.
So it is really sad, and it just, like, just a thought of like it's being able to still see the positive, like in the daytime in this video. He'll be out with other children, so there are other young toddlers like him who going through the same thing, and they play together, whether it's like running around or just playing blocks and stuff. And then when you hear the sirens, they don't see it as, oh my god, we need to hide, but they're just moved back straight into the shelter again, and they're like, oh, okay, bloody hell. But I wonder if it will carry over into adulthood, where they'll hear the sirens and then they'll remember, like, oh, I remember when that happened, I have to hide this way, type thing. So it really did shock me, and I have to commend the parents who are able to go through that but still have a positive spin by explaining it to a child in a positive, upbeat, childlike way, instead of it being
such
like
a strong person, don't you?
Yeah.
You can't even imagine. I can't fathom how
No.
that would feel, or I
No.
couldn't even compare it to anything.
Yeah, like you said, like I can't imagine if I was in this situation what I would do. Just hide. But having like I know animals aren't as seen as important, but I would panic thinking, what do I do with my dogs or my cats? Like, oh my god.
Yeah.
So it's just that extra layer on top of this little tiny baby walking around. Always, that alone stressful enough. Like they're always picking something up, putting it in their mouth, regardless if it kills them or not. They're just so curious at that age anyway.
Yeah.
You have to have an eye on them. So, Beth, what have you got for the next story?
So, last week we were speaking about P&O ferries. Now, there have been quite a few updates about that since last week. The first thing that I've seen, let me get it up for you all. So, P&O ferries have been given a deadline to re-employ the workers that they've sacked.
Yeah.
Now, if I were them, I'd be like, no way, not a chance. I would not even consider being employed by somebody who at the snap of their fingers could like take away your life. Because I was reading a lot of people, obviously, they lived on these ferries. So not only was it a job, but this was their house.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point, actually.
It's just absolutely disgusting. And I think
took their job and made them homeless in one instant.
30-second video.
It's wrong.
It's disgusting. I think it says here that they were urged to reverse the decision to sack 800 seafarers. If not, the government plans to make it illegal for ferry firms to pay less than minimum wage, which is why this whole thing happened in the first place. So in the last news article I read, Peter Hebblethwaite was the owner of the P&O ferries, and he was basically going to hire Indian seafarers who were going to work for like £1.80 an hour.
Yeah.
Which is basically why he's got rid of all of these. And I think it's just outrageous. Absolutely outrageous. And I just couldn't. If I were these people, I'd be like, what are you going to do? Because in last time we saw it, they were offering compensation, but they were saying how the compensation is like just a threat, and they're buying them off, basically.
Yeah, like hush money.
Exactly. So I kind of hope that they do make it illegal for ferry firms to do the minimum wage thing, because that will just completely put them in it. Yeah.
I think like it might be the case of, I know like I wouldn't want to go back to working for him, but at the same time, if they didn't,
You've got no choice.
They might have not got anywhere to go, a backup plan. Might be the case of, I don't know how it works with passports and visas and living situations when you live on a ferry, but where can you move to? Where's legal for you, type thing. And I do think it's disgusting how he just thought he could get away with this, and hush money would make it go away when it's not. He's broken the law 800 times.
Yeah, exactly. I was just reading, it says here that over half of the workers have already accepted the redundancy payments.
Ah,
Oh, it's just awful. I can't. Yeah, it's disgusting. But then also, this made me very happy. 2 of his ships have been detained over safety concerns.
oh,
If that's not karma in action, I
yeah.
don't know what is. They
He
failed
basically like
safety
drew attention for himself, hasn't he?
Yeah. So they failed safety inspections and they're being detained. So that was kind
And
of
that's
like,
his second boat.
yeah, second one.
Oh my
So
god.
2 out of his 8 ships have been detained.
Well, we need to find out how many more not safety checks then.
Yep.
I'll be very surprised. I would be very shocked if all of them is not past safety inspection and checks. Because
No.
for someone that likes, well, I wouldn't be surprised because he likes his money, so he probably skimps any way he can.
Yeah.
But-
He's got no morals. So anything that he could do to save money,
Yeah.
I think he would do. I just think this whole thing is absolutely disgusting, and I feel so much for those who were sacked.
That's just abysmal.
Mm.
I am glad though that he's being held accountable, and it's not something like we always hear the things of if you're rich you can get away with a lot of things.
Yeah.
At least this is a good example of you're not going to get away with this. You need to be accountable for what you've done and what you were attempting to do.
Yeah.
Well, so yeah, I'm glad that there's a narrative out there that justice does come for those, regardless of power or money.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
It's wrong.
It is. It really
You're
is.
playing with people's lives, like not just you making them jobless, you're making them homeless at the same time. So you just, how are they supposed to survive? How are they supposed to manage? Like, it's disgusting.
Yeah.
It's okay for him because he's got money, so he doesn't care.
Yeah.
Selfish.
Yeah, it is. It really is. He's only thinking of ways that he can save himself money when actually these are people's lives that he's messing with.
It's like he hasn't got enough money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
These people are
True.
too greedy. That's the problem. Like
Yeah.
money, like they say, is the root of all evil, which I believe it is. Because I think the more you've got, the more greedy you get, and the more heartless and horrible you become to gain more.
Yeah.
Because you just want to get more and more than what you've already got. I just no.
So how much notice did he give the workers? Was
There
it
was
like a
none.
week?
No, there was no notice.
So-
That
On the
What
spot.
would have happened to? Would they have been expected to leave there and then?
Yeah.
And
a
they
lot of people
Well,
refused. A lot of people were kind of like sitting in, and
Yeah.
security had to come and remove them from their rooms.
Oh my god! How did he? Oh, like the more you
Like,
think,
you had to get
like
so
guy is
many notice. So much, like for legal, I thought you had to give so many,
Yeah, we do.
like 28
Yeah.
days notice in it or something.
Yeah,
And he
we
did
do.
none of that, just sacked him on the spot.
Yeah, not even in person. It was like a
No.
mass video that was sent to everyone.
this is like 21 seconds.
Oh,
And there was not
wow.
even really a reason given either. It was
No.
kind of just like, this is your last day of work.
You're no longer needed, and goodbye, basically.
Yeah.
I know,
Yeah.
that's disgusting.
Yeah. Appalling.
God, people in power. I'm glad they're being humbled. Like
Yeah.
idiots like him being humbled at least.
The sad thing is he's not the first and he won't be the last. So
No. What else have you got, Beth?
Oh, interesting one. Partygate. Met police to issue first fines, source says.
Oh, okay.
So let me get that for you. So this is about number 10's parties that happened during the lockdown.
Yeah.
They're going to issue at least 15 fixed penalty fines. Doesn't say
Wow.
how much they'll be. And it says could start on Tuesday. So that doesn't really instill much faith in me, to be honest with you.
No. Why could?
Yeah, I think I was reading this bit down here, and it says, quite rightly, the war in the Ukraine has been sucking up much of the government's and parliament's focus in recent weeks. That has released one form of pressure on Boris and replaced it with another more serious in nature, as he, together with allies, tries to cope with a grave conflict.
Right.
I think it's just. I
The
obviously
amount of
understand
people we've
that
lost
Ukraine.
because of
Go on.
COVID-19 is also a grave conflict because of his actions and what he chose not to do.
And the sheer number of deaths that the world experienced, and for us in the UK as well. I think obviously his attention is going to be on the war,
obviously.
but also at what point does that mean that the police shouldn't be still carrying on their investigation?
Yeah.
It's like, I think I'd be
Wouldn't-
interested to know how much the fines are.
Wouldn't it be separate? Like the police wouldn't be dealing with war, anything. It would be
no
military. So they could still do their job and get it done efficiently.
Yeah,
But is it because of the government involvement in war that they can't do
I
much?
can't. I honestly couldn't tell you. I think fixed penalty fines is a bit insulting.
Yeah.
Because that is going to be nothing off of what they're
Yeah.
nothing at all. Which I don't know. It infuriates me. It really does. Really does.
Jesus Christ. So it will be. Is it only 15 fixed penalties then?
15, at least 15 fixed penalty fines.
Not least. So not even.
It could be 2.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Mm.
This is why I don't really have much faith with like police being able to get things done.
Yeah.
Like you have so much evidence of all of this, and like even with the evidence, they can't really do much.
No, they can't. They can't. Oh,
Still in power.
yeah. Yeah.
So he gets away with everything. If it was you or I done that,
Well,
then
and it was like that.
prosecuted.
It was like that at the point, wasn't it? Because you would hear stories of, like, I heard a story of 2 women who had gone for a walk, and then they ended up getting a fine because they were drinking coffee on their walk or something ridiculous like that. And they said it was like they were having a meeting, or like they'd gone for, like, I don't know, like a picnic or something. It was something ridiculous like that, and they'd received a fine.
Yeah.
But I just think these fines are fine, but like I said, they're not going to be anything on their living, is it? It's not going to cause them any
It's not going to make a difference to them, no.
No. So.
Damn. I do have one more story. I saw this morning. It was from the 27th, so a couple of days ago.
Mm-hmm.
But it was on Pink News in America. A teen organised a queer prom to create a safe space for LGBT plus youth. And I thought it was quite a nice story because the intention was then to create a nice little safe space for those who want to express themselves but feel there are schools where they discourage gay couples to be going to prom. I didn't know that was a thing. but it's nice that this student put together this event, and thinking it would only have like maybe one classroom size amount of people.
Yeah.
The response that they got basically made it another dance party for a decent size of people, and I really love that.
Yeah, that's great. That is really good. I think, like, when I was at school, there was a lot of pressure around who are you going with? Who are you taking? Like, is someone taking you? Has someone asked you to go with them?
Yeah.
I think in the UK, it's such an American thing, isn't it? It's something that is completely like, I think it was so blown out of proportion when I was in school.
Yeah.
There was so much buzz around it, and the build up to it was just like everyone went mental. So I think even like creating it as that safe space where you can still go and have fun, kind of takes away that pressure for people who aren't looking to go with anyone, because that's not like what it's about, is it? It's that kind of rite of passage that says you finish school, you can
exactly,
you know. So I think
being able to have fun and being yourself, and it's all about like a coming of age party more than like couples.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah, definitely.
So I do really like that.
I think as well from like clothes as well. Like when it was my prom, everyone was like, "Oh, I've got to have this dress," and it was such a big thing if someone had the same dress as you. And it's like, why is it like that? It shouldn't. It should be people expressing themselves in the way that they want to be seen. And I think just offering that through the LGBTQIA, it's just really good because it allows young people to be like, actually, this is who I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
like
did you ever go to prom when you were younger?
Yeah, I did.
What about you, Lindsay?
No, I didn't go to mine.
Okay, how come?
I wasn't allowed to go. I was removed from school by then, so I wasn't allowed to attend prom.
Okay.
So, no, that's what I mean. Not everyone gets to like experience these things, because obviously behaviour.
Mine wasn't even that good. There was so much hype around it, and it wasn't even that good.
Yeah. I mean, I was invited to prom, but I basically said no, and he was like, "Why?" And I was like, "Because I don't want to go to prom." Like, not because of him. It was just I didn't find the interest in it.
Yeah, you didn't get the appeal.
Yeah, and I didn't even like realize about the date. So I know sometimes people have like anti-prom parties, but I didn't even know when it was happening. I didn't care enough. But I could see why people love it so much, and I felt like it was more for like the popular people in the UK at least. Than just anyone and everyone. I just didn't feel like I'd fit in.
Yeah, I do get that.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that is it for today for Breakfast Buddies. But what do we have going on this week online?
So tomorrow, it's Wednesday. We have Breakfast Buddies again tomorrow morning. Thursday, we have Breakfast Buddies again.
Yeah.
Friday is Jasmine's story time, where she'll be reading The Giver of Stars.
Yeah.
And that is all for this week. But as you know, the doors are closed, but we are still online, so you can get us on all of our social media platforms: Twitch, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. And we have our Discord platform, or if you want to send us an email, you can do so at theyard@Community Courtyard. So you're always going to be able to access us online.
Fantastic. And we also, I'm guessing Steve will still be online.
Yeah.
As always with his gaming as well.
Gaming.
Active on Twitch.
Yeah.
But yeah, fantastic. Thank you so much for today, ladies, and thank you so much for watching at home.
Have a good day.
All right. See you later, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.